Things I do differently when I put my investor hat on versus putting on a buyer's hat. So, some of you already know this about me that I was a real estate investor before I got my real estate license. And I definitely do things very differently now compared to before having my license. I made a video on my journey to get a real estate license. So, be sure to check that out on my channel. I'll try to insert it over here or here for you. So before I became a realtor, 9 or 10 years ago when I bought my first property, I actually bought it off of Hoopzoo, which is an auction site. I don't know if it even still exists now. I'm sure something similar does. I bought that property online and I bid on it. I remember still I was driving back home from work and I was on the phone with my dad while I was driving, and it was like, "Hey, I'm putting a bet on this particular property. Do you think I should do it?" And my dad is like, "Yeah, go for it. Seems like a good price." But then I had no access to the MLS. I had no access to any other data. I was just kind of, checked it on Redfin and Zillow, how much other properties were going for. And I was just making an educated guess, like, okay, I want to buy it for this price. So I went ahead and bought my first condo, my very first condo, sight unseen, online on a website. I was like, what could go wrong? It's already inside a building. Other people are living here. What could go wrong, right? I had very limited expectations on like what what that first home would be like for me. I was just trying to be more financially savvy, and I worked out the numbers. And I thought, you know what, I'm paying $1,200 in rent for a 1 bedroom. But right now, if I were to buy this property, I have some cash saved up. I can use that money. And the only thing I'll be paying will be property taxes, HOA, and my utilities, which I'm already paying on top of my rent. So overall, on and on, it would be a savings for me. So that was my first experience buying a condo. I ended up living there for about 3 years and then sold it for a little bit of profit after renovating it. So I felt that it was a pretty great experience. So I decided to do it all over again. The second time around, I didn't stay in my condo for very long, and the HOA was also very high. So, lesson learned, when you're buying on your own, you might think, yeah, sure, I have a good income. I can pay $800 or $700 a month in HOA for this nice lake view. But what is the resale value of that, right? So, I wasn't thinking like an investor. I was thinking more emotionally when I made that purchase, like, yeah, I'm going to live here forever. But that's not really reality, is it? So you always want to be thinking about your exit strategy when you purchase a property, especially if you know that you want to be in real estate, you want to buy more properties, you want to invest, even though you think that might be your forever home. You never know, it might not be. And I made that mistake house emotionally, thinking that I was going to live there forever, and I ended up renting it. And when I did the math, the rent that I was collecting did not at all give me even 6 or 7% return on investment based on what I had put into that property, right? So those are some things that I definitely do differently now as an investor, as a realtor, licensed realtor. I check the comps. I make sure that I know what I'm spending on this particular property, and if I were to exit, what would be my exit strategy. Absolutely planning on using that knowledge that I've acquired in the last 9 months in my future investments. If you are looking to get help from a realtor that has done it before, that has invested in properties, has learned from her mistakes, be sure to reach out to me. I'll insert my information here in this video for you in the comment section. We can connect and I can answer your questions about how I have been able to purchase properties as an investor, rent them out, and get in some cases over a 10% return on investment based on what my tenants are paying me. I'm also pretty well versed in affordable housing and Section 8 housing, leasing. So if you were to buy or sell from me, that's something that I can also help you with. All right, so back to my story. As I was sharing with you some things that I've learned that one should avoid at all costs if they were investing in real estate. Market can change on you pretty quickly. I have seen investors that have purchased something when the market was really high and then being stuck with their property for several months because they just couldn't sell it fast enough, right? So always have a plan B ready. So if you're not able to, for example, fix and flip your property, your plan B would be to rent it out. And if the property has no HOA and no city restrictions, you can even run an Airbnb business or run another business out there. There's so many things going on right now. People run assisted living businesses out of their houses. They run rover and dog sitting and dog boarding businesses. So always have the backup plan ready as to what's going to happen if you are not able to fix and flip that property after you purchased it, or if you're not able to rent it, right? First of all, you should, before even buying that property, run the rental comps to make sure that this is going to get rented, and how quickly is it going to get rented? What does the data say in that area? How fast do properties get rented? And if your property is not getting rented, then have those other backup options ready for you. I hope you like listening to my stories and what I've learned so far, and I hope to share more with you. Be sure to support this video and this channel by liking and subscribing and commenting. That really helps with the visibility, and I look forward to connecting with you soon about your real estate needs. I will insert my next video about some things that you should always ask yourself before buying your next investment property, and I'll insert that video right here for you. I'll see you in the next video.